Um, okay,
Recording is on.
there we go. Um, I'm trying to gonna tell you these, but I want to tell like how the context of it came, I guess. Um, he he asked, he said, I still a good person, right? I don't know what goes along with that. There's like questioning of validity or something that goes along with that. And I'm like, yeah, of course you are. Like, I'd never have people say that. So I'm like, okay, I don't
Okay.
know, around with that. And then the other thing is, did you help him out a whole lot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he said, thank you for all the help you gave to me. And then literally like signed John. And so I was like, okay, so this is literally you putting your signature on it, like this whole big thing. So that was two phrases that came across, and I was like, the first one was good, but I'm like, I don't know what context you're talking about. And then the second one was that one, and I was like, oh, this gets all cozy. That's what just hit right before I get in with you. So what I want to do right now is, part of me channeling is the connection that you have with this person. See, and you're already crying. I'm going to make me feel that way. And it's just going to get all sorts of teary eyed too. So welcome in. I have mine as well. Um, so what I need you to do is I need you to feel all the really good feels and remember all the really good times, not the bad ones, and just be in those. And I don't want to even want you to think of it as like, oh, we went to the park. I want you to remember it and feel it, understand it, like make it have that tickle in your throat and you think about it type of feeling. And so I need you to vibe out and do that while I zone out for about a minute and a half. And so I'm going to count down from 5 and then we're going to start it. Okay. Cool. So let's get into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go. Okay. Mm-mm. Okay. I want you to know that. Interesting. Did he have a kid?
No. Girlfriend had miscarried, but no.
Okay. Were you the only reason I'm asking about that is he says and I loved her. Maybe were you the closest person to him?
Yeah, he was like my best friend.
Okay, cool. Because that's what I'm like. He's either talking about like, and was he like was he your kid brother?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he a couple of things, and this is where he says she always treated me like a kid, like I was the kid brother, like that. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then right after that, that's why I'm like, did he have a kid? Because there's like an intensity of love that goes on it. And he says, I loved her, what he said, I loved her. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I write stuff when I'm closing my eyes.
Yeah.
Wait, I loved her, Um, I loved her and I want her to know that. Like that. Like it's just literally like a phrase. Boom. And then another thing is why would he be saying, hold on. He references help me or helped me or help me. I don't know what that stuff, and we'll get into that. That was just like a quick thing too. That goes along with my am I still a good person, right? And I think he's a great person. So I don't know where all this stuff comes into play. Hang on. Let me vibe out with him. Let me get more deeper into the story first.
Okay.
Hang on. So I'm going to ask him what happened to him. There's a million phrases going around in my head. Okay. Slam down. Was his death very quick?
Yes.
cool, because he's telling me like slammed out or like boom out, and I'm like, okay. So I'm making a connection. We're bringing it forward more. Now he's saying, I can't believe I'm gone. Goes along with that.
Yep.
Hang on. Bye, and then I'm out the door. He said, boom, bye, then I'm out the door, and then I'm gone. It's like, obviously, there was no sort of planning or nothing that went along with this. That's wonderful. I mean, not wonderful for him, wonderful that he's showing me. He's showing me, like, getting up, doing things, like, walking out the door, bye, like, just not. Hold on. Hold on. He's making a reference to, he keeps saying Bam, and that was it. I don't know where Bam and that is it. Walk down. Hang on. Did he call you that morning?
No.
I'm not calling him morning. I'm like, you call him morning. Hang on. Keeps referencing wiped out. Yes, I know it's quick, but tell me what happened. I'm on two lines, and I'm trying to get him to pick one. Hang on. He's taking me here, but this is so confusing. Why does he keep referencing Bam wiped out? What is all that?
He killed himself, and okay. It was like it literally the way that he left his house and the way that it was found was that he left the TV on, he got up out of the chair, and he did it. Like he just
left. Yeah, that's what he's showing me, because I'm like, this is why I'm asking, because I didn't want to say, oh, it's a car accident, because I'm like, no, it's none of that. And then he's referencing walking out the door, like going away from home, like bye, like that. And so then I'm asking him, well, what happened? And he said, my ticker, he said it was wiped. And I'm like, okay, so that means you're literally gone. And then this is the interesting part that's why he asked if he's still a good person. Okay. Literally says, I'm still like apprehend, like I'm still a good person, right? Just like that. That's how it came across. Hang on. Oh. Still on the ground. So it literally was in the front of his house.
In his garage.
Okay, cool. Because he's like, I'm asking him, where are you at? I'm like, did you go back in another way? And he's like, oh, I'm still in the grounds. I'm here in the grounds. Hang on. Okay. Hold on. That's why he felt earlier. That's why he felt kind of mentally unstable. But that didn't make sense to me now, because he's not sitting there and opening everything up. And so that makes sense. Sorry, it's like all these different little pieces of the puzzle, and I'm like putting this together in my head right now. Hang on. Did he hang himself? Okay, sorry, he's showing me, I'm asking him how he did it, because he keeps saying boom, and so I'm like, was it a gun? Like, where's it at? Show me. And he shows me like a line of floss, and I'm like, I know you didn't hang yourself with floss, but I get the picture you're telling me. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, wow. Did he hang it from the garage door openers?
No, it was one of the rafters.
Okay, sorry. We don't have rafters in Texas, so it's more like he's talking about, I'm like, a lot of times I'll do it like either in a closet or on something low, and he's showing me all the way up to the ceiling, like all the way up to the
ceiling. Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. I asked him, I said, why did you do it? He said, I didn't care. I didn't fucking care at that moment. I'm like, well, that's fair.
That's exactly what he'd say.
That's just straight up F-bomb and everything. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Hang on. He said, I know that I caused a commotion and such. He goes, but I guess I didn't realize exactly how much people would miss me at that point. And I'm like, I'm trying to get into the psychology behind it because you could feel him. Like one of the things with him earlier when I started meditation is that he almost felt like a tiny bit bipolar. Was he ever like that?
He was never diagnosed with anything, but I know that he had some mental health issues. It's just in our family, it was very much like, we don't talk about that. We don't get help. So he would have never.
Okay. Because the way his patterns were when they connect with me were very like bop, 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 bop. And so I'm like, okay, we're going from this extreme to another. I'm like, I know where this rolls. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Who did the emergency people cut him down?
Yes.
Okay. Because he said this is going to get kind of gory. He said, they cut me down. I said, oh, and he said, do you know how many people it took to like lift? So obviously he's talking about like there's multiple people trying to like hoist him down and move him down. And he's talking about like standing there watching that. I'm sorry. That's just an interesting, it's almost like he doesn't even realize that it was real at that point yet.
Yeah.
Doesn't even realize. Did he have a dog?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. Because talking about, was a dog inside?
He had left the garage door open, so he was inside and outside, and yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he says the dog was watching. Like that's why I'm like.
Is the dog with him now?
Hang on.
Okay.
Hold on. Is the dog a medium, bigger sized dog?
Yeah. Big.
Cool. Okay, because he's talking about like when he's standing up, he's able to put his.
Yes.
That's where he's at. Hold on. Got him. It's a male?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Because he said got him. I'm like, okay, so what do we, okay. Hang on. Wait. Did they have to put him down?
Last year they did, yes.
Okay.
Old age though. Johnny died a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Because he said, oh, good. They had to put him down. Like that's how I got him. Hang on. Has it been 12 years for him?
No, but 9 years. It was in 2012.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry. I kept showing. I was like, what did it happen? And he's like 12. And I'm like, 12 years? It was 2012. Okay. He's so good. Here, God. Hold on. Ugh. He said that you screamed at him, for him, to him, like about all of him when he did all this.
I screamed a whole lot at everybody.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He's showing me like nonstop yelling or being pissed off, and then like the screaming angry cry, that thing, like boom, 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 yeah. Boom. This is how, and he's like watching. Hang on. She said, I couldn't say goodbye. It would have made me stay. I asked him, I was like, did you say goodbye? Did you let anybody know? Did you write anything? Like, no. Hang on. Oh, he said he had a simple life. Did he have a simple life?
I mean, what do you mean by simple?
Normal, everyday, simple life. That's what he's talking about. I'm asking him, like, did you run away from, like, any bad debts? Did you run away from any of that? And he's just showing me, like, a very, like, simple, normal, like, everyday type of life. Hang on. Do you have any questions for him right now? Because he's here, and he's very intense.
I just miss him.
I know. That's one of the reasons why he came through before our session. Saying those things. Because he feels it. Hang on. He said, I could always make you laugh. That's one of the things. Hang on. He says, me always curse. Wait, do you curse his name too? Still?
Yeah.
think of me. It's not even a bad thing. It's just like, oh, fuck Johnny or fuck this or like blah, 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 like that. He's talking about, you always curse my name. Hang on. He says, I know that I wasn't supposed to be there for all the things we're supposed to go together. Like now I feel like you're very by yourself. Are you alone? Like, are you the only sibling now?
No, I have 3 other brothers, but we don't have that same bond. Like, I never had that relationship that I had with him. And he had a lot of very large events in my life.
Oh my God. Hold on. We'll get into that too. Hang on. Hold on. He's saying some funny stuff, and I'll repeat that back in just a second. Hang on. But hold on. Okay. Have you had kids?
Yes.
Dual? Okay. Because he's making a comment. He says, this is the stupid boy part too. He's like, yeah. He talks about events. He's like, she had a couple kids. You see her? He's like, I remember her like that. Like he's talking about like, I guess differences in like body construction and everything like that too. He's talking about, oh, I remember her like this. Look, now she's beautiful here, and like look at all. I'm sorry. He's like giving me all these different. That's why I said kids. Hang on, because my hips grew as well when I had one. It's a whole. Oh, they just poof. Hang on. Do you have a son and a daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you name the son after him or part of way after him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he's making lines to him, and then he makes a line back to him, and so that's how I know it's all part of it. Hang on. He said, better kid than me. Better kid than me. Hang on. I'm not there. No, I'm not him. I think you've been wanting him to come back in, like as far as like reincarnation goes too, or some level of that. And he's talking about, no, I'm not there yet. I'm not him. Hold on. Around though. He said next time around though. Maybe that goes along with the kids' generation. Oh, we got to look into that too. Hang on. Hold on. Wait. Did we have a parent die?
No.
Was there a grandmother like a mom? Because he's talking about mom died or something like that. Was there somebody like really close?
Grandma died last year, but we weren't close at all.
Okay. So he's talking about mom. It's like a female that acted like grandmother or mom passed. Hang on. She's not here, but hang on. He said they didn't see us at all. Did they live across the country?
No, but we never saw them. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, no.
Okay, he said that he was like, they didn't see us much at all. I was like, okay, no. That's weird. Hang on.
Neither sets of grandparents did.
Gotcha. Hang on. Have you did you do something for suicide awareness?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, he's showing me like that, literally like hotline, showing that, and he's talking about like you taking your energy and putting it into it.
Yes.
All of that. Hang on. Okay, he said I'm the confusing one, not them. He's talking about, hang on. Look back and they see the signs now. Do you look back and see the signs now?
I think so, yeah.
That's what he's talking about. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Tested multiple ways. He had thought about this before. He said he had tested multiple ways, different ways. And I was like, oh, hang on. When he hung himself, did he just let himself go?
He was so intoxicated that the doctors think that he passed out and then cut off circulation.
Okay, so I'm asking him how it happened, and he said, it took me a lot longer to die than normal. And I said, so you didn't jump off of anything? Because usually that's what they do, because it'll break something. And he's talking about just hanging there for forever. Like, that's...
Was he in pain?
It didn't feel good. I can tell you that. But at the moment, like when he's taking me in that moment, that's the only reason I got that is because it's almost like we can't believe that we're actually doing it. And it's almost like a dream kind of blur feeling. It's like, this is happening. Oh, wow, it is happening. Oh,
yeah.
God. That. Is there a crazy amount of pain that goes with it? No, but it's quite uncomfortable. I can tell you that. Hang on. right at my feet. Hold on. Me every step of the way. Okay, so mom was a big part of this with him afterwards. Hang on. Did y'all have a viewing for him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because he's talking.
So we couldn't see him. Well, we did see him before the funeral. We saw him.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Because he's talking about, was mom with you then?
Yes, I was with mom, arm in arm.
Okay, perfect. Did we ever, this is the only reason I'm asking that, because he's talking about mom being able to see him, and like obviously we know you're there as well, but he's almost talking about how, I don't know how the best way to describe, he shows me like bathing Jesus's feet, or like really having this intimate time. Did y'all have an intimate time with him there, like be able to have like this personal connection there for a tiny bit at the end?
She put her hand on his head.
Okay, because it's literally like he's talking about, I guess that's where it comes from, is like whenever they bandaged up Jesus, and it's like this deep personal connection with the body. I don't know why he shows me. That's an interesting sign. I don't see it. Hang on.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't even look right, Mom. I didn't even look right, Mom. Hang on. I couldn't believe her son did that to me. He's standing there in the room while all this is happening. Hang on. Had it been a few days at that point when y'all went to go see him?
Yep.
Cool. Because he's talking about looking completely different at that point. He's talking about it had been a few days. Hang on. Did we try to get mom not to go see him?
She didn't know if she wanted to or not.
Okay, because he's saying to me, he said, I tried to get her to not to go see me. So that's probably her being like, I don't know, maybe, no. And it's like, I tried to get her, because he didn't want her to see him like that at all. Like very, very different. Hang on. Into the box. So everybody said, love you left. Oh, wow. Hang on. Did y'all let some of him go? Did you see
his ashes are with my parents? Like he's in the urn. Nothing has been taken out. No.
Okay, because he's talking about being able to feel the air. That's why I'm like, I know you have some, because he's talking about being here, but I'm like, did we spread some somewhere? I don't know why that is. Hang on. Hold on. Why does he put himself in the woods for me all the time?
In the woods?
Did he really enjoy like being outside in the woods or like something like this?
He liked being outside.
Like in the forest
in particular.
Okay, sorry. He just keeps placing himself with me in the forest, and I'm like, I don't know why we're in here together. This doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I'm gonna ask him what he did. Hold on. Was he only in his late 20s, like 26 maybe?
He was 25. He was going to turn 26 that year.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I asked him how old he is, and he shows me more than this, less than that. Hang on. Because I asked him what he did for his career. He said, I don't know. I didn't really get that started. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. Whatever they wanted me to do. Was he kind of a jack of all trades?
He did a lot of stuff. He actually became a journeyman with sheet metal like 6 months before this happened. So he had just started in his real career.
That's why he said I couldn't get all the way into it yet. Okay. That's where it went on with age. I was like, you're like 23, like you have no career yet. And he's like, no, I just barely got onto it. I didn't get that far into it though. Hang on. Did he really want to work in welding though initially?
Maybe. I don't know for sure. But I mean, that's with metal and stuff like that and doing all that.
Yeah, you're right. Hang on. Hold on. Wait, he did this in the family home?
No, it was his home.
Okay. So I guess because everybody's showing up, so I'm like, everybody lives here. I'm like, it's a very simple. It was a 1-story, correct?
No, it was a split level.
I don't know what that means. Does that mean?
Oh, it's 2 levels, but instead of like one is like into the ground, kind of.
Oh.
Half stairs go up and half stairs go down.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
That's how the split level, yeah.
okay, gotcha. I don't have those here in Texas. They don't exist. We'd go into the water. Hang on. He's just showing me. I'm looking at it from the outside, and it's like a row of windows, and so I'm like, okay, this is like a 1 story. It's not a 2. Hang on. Hold on. She won't give it away. Do you still have a lot of his stuff like at your house?
I don't think I have a lot of it, no. But I do have things that I don't want to get rid of.
That's okay. So he says she won't get rid of it. She won't get rid of it at all. And he's talking about like how did everybody else get rid of everything and like you're the one that keeps like the last bit of it?
I don't know. We divided everything when we first went there after he passed. I don't know what everyone else did with his stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. So check that out. That's another thing because he talks about how you're really the only person that keeps the full-on memory alive and like keeps it there. I mean, hold on. He's concerned about your mother. Hang on. Do you know what they did? Wait. What'd they do? God. It's not wait. Was the whole family living in his house now? His old house?
No, nobody lives in his old house. We let the bank take it.
Are they going to condemn it?
No, there are new people living in it now.
Okay, so there is a family living in it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said, oh, well, I said, who has the house now? Like, did they move into it? And he was like, oh, no, a whole new family lives in it now. And that's why I'm like, okay, hang on. Hold on. Here, hang on. He's very much in this area. Like when I'm talking to him right now, he comes up and we have a conversation for a second, then he walks away and he goes and like fiddles with stuff. I don't know where he's at. And then he like comes back up and he has a conversation. Was he always more like he's fun, he's joyous, he's laughy, but was he always like very aloof and didn't hold a conversation for long and always went off and did something else and then came back?
Yep.
Okay. Because we're talking, he's like, yeah. He's very chill when we're talking. He's funny. He's nice. Then he goes off and then he gets peaceful, walks back to me. And I'm like, okay, well, like we're in the middle of this. Sit down. We're interviewing right now. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hunting dog. Was that dog like a hunting dog though? What was it?
A lab, a black lab.
Okay. Perfect.
They didn't go hunting, but that type, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my goddaughter breeds hunting dogs, but she breeds labs, and so he like associated that with me. Hang on. Yeah, he has him with him and what happened post. I want to get into you with him and your timeline. Hang on. Hold on. Were you only like 21 at that point?
No, I was 27.
Really? Were you barely beginning this relationship that you were in, like before you got married and stuff like that?
I had not even started dating my husband yet.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Because he's talking about like with you, I said, so what about her husband? Like she's married. He was like, yeah, she's married. And I said, so, did you meet him before? And he's like, no. And I said, cool. I said, so hold on. Hang on. Were you asking him if that's the person you should go with 110%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, is your husband always gone with work too?
No, he works in the next room.
Okay. He's talking about him being out and about. And I'm like, hold on. Are you building your own business?
I do some MLM stuff, but that's not multi-level marketing, like pyramid scheme type things. Yeah.
You know what? That's still building your own.
A business, yeah. But I I just get the discounted product for myself. I don't really care.
I get it. Hang on. Hold on. He's talking about your daughter. She's the one that's spoiled. Cutest. She's the one that's spoiled. Do you feel like your daughter's spoiled?
I mean, it's hard to say no to her.
Okay, this is what he said. It's not in a bad way. He says she's the cutest. You know she's the one that's spoiled. And I was like, can we just calm down? Never got to meet him. Yeah. Hang on. Because she has young kids. Are your kids like 5 and 7 or like 7 and 8 or how old are they right now?
They're 2 and almost 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. They're like, okay, cool. I'm like, they're 2 years apart, but where is that age bracket he's talking to me about? Hang on. Hold on. He said, and with that, that's a wrap. So you're not planning on having any more kids? Okay. I asked him, I was like, is there going to be another one? He was like, well, with that, that's a wrap. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. In the middle? No, they don't. They live in a nice area. Hang on. Wait. I like how your family is set up. I'm asking him, like, are y'all going to be moving anytime soon? Are you going to be going anywhere else? And he's talking about how y'all are literally, like, set up for life. Like, this is where we're going to be. Like, this is how it's going to be. And I'm like, oh, so nothing, like, crazy interesting. Hang on. He says, my sister's played it safe. Have you really, like, played it safe and stayed everything, like, very close to home since his passing? Because I feel like you're kind of a wild one underneath it. And I like that.
I have lived since he passed away, I have lived like within a 5-mile radius, but I've moved, I think 6 times. So.
Okay. So that's why you're staying very stable and solid now. Ah, okay. I gotcha. Hang on. Is there alcohol abuse in the family?
Yes.
Okay, cool. He just randomly blows that out of the water. Hang on. Wow. Was that coming from your dad screaming?
What do you mean?
Did your dad have the alcohol issues?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because he's talking about, would he come in yelling at night or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Dad? Okay, because brother says you've never heard anything until you hear a man screaming at 2:00 in the morning. And so that's because I'm asking him what gave him this anxiety. Where did it come from? Hang on. Did mom do it to cope as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what he talks about. He says, mom, I said, well, so mom was like the pure victim of this thing. And he was like, no, mom did it to cope as well. Hang on. Did you push your parents aside for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, cool. He says she's lost many. He's like showing me pictures of like people dying around you, things going on with you, and he's talking about mom and dad, and he pushes them aside like chess pieces. Like she pushed them aside too. Hold on. Okay, they're coming back in your life a little bit?
Yeah, I just put up some boundaries.
That's good. That's good. Because I said, so they're gone? Not at all. And he shows like little handouts, like little feeds. I'm like, okay, hang on. He said, oh shit, I would have done it too. I said, fine, hang on. I asked him, I said, why didn't you stay? He said, what was I going to do? Get a wife, sit down, get fat? And I'm like, okay, hold on. He said, I wanted to be more. Hang on. Oh, he would get high too.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I get so fucked up and high. I'm like, hang on. He said, and one day I just felt like it wouldn't be a good idea for me to be here anymore.
I can definitely hear him saying that.
That's just very straight. Yeah. If you could.
Like 2 days prior, he had asked me to file his unemployment for him because I had internet and he didn't. So he was expecting that check the next week. So it.
No, yeah. It was just random. Random. Just if you can take those words that I said and heed them into his mouth, that's it. Very. And this is what I'm talking about, the flipping of the feelings. Like it's very light, happy, and then it goes to like, and then I just didn't feel like I was going to be here anymore. Like daunting. And I'm like, oh, hang on. Hang on. Do you have his earrings still?
I do.
Oh, you do?
We have, I think actually there are like 4 of them that we have that have been distributed. My mom has one, I've got one, and I know my younger brother has one. Mom might have 2, and they're in his urn with his ashes.
Really? That's cool. That's cool. Sorry, that's him. He shows me because he shows me, so he makes me look at the picture, and he has an earring right here in the picture, and I like open it up. He was like, yeah, they have those too. I was like, really? No, they don't. That's all you. That's funny. Hang on. Hold on. Partial to silver, really. Hold on. Gold. Hang on. He said I wore those back before it was. Now he's getting into phrases that I can't say based on today's normal ethics. He was like, I did that back before when it was so and so, and I'm like, can you please stop? Hold on. Hang on. Oh. Oh, so he didn't have a girlfriend or anything.
He did, but the week before she moved out unannounced, and that spiraled into a bunch of things, which I think ultimately led to his death.
Because I asked him. I said, "So what about your significant other?" And he said, "I didn't have one." And I said, "Oh, okay. Like it's a really big sore subject. Hang on." She said we were both toxic for each other, so they were both toxic for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, they were physical. Yeah. Wow. Oh. He said he said she walked out the door and I saw my life walk away. Like that was his that was his lifeline. Hold on.
Yep.
To me it was both of us. Yeah, she's definitely taking responsibility for both of them. Hang on. She has kids now? Do you know she has kids now?
Yeah.
Cool. Because he's talking about it. I said, well, where's she at now? He's like, oh, she has kids now. It's not important. Because I was going to ask, I was going to say, can you tell her this? And then he like says that he has a whole nother family and stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't, butt in. But hang on. He said, I think I did it just to spite her. And wait, wow, he's being petty.
It doesn't surprise me.
Oh my God. Like these are, sorry. That's, hang on. Hold on. Did you have your hair green at one point too?
No, never green.
He's just showing me multi. And I was like, I like the purple with the dark. Hang on. Hang on. I had my multi. I'm right there with you. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I'm seeing else what he wants to say real quick. Now, because we just got that line of communication. Now he's walking away, and then I'm like, come back here. Hang on. Cut out. Wait, do you not drink at all?
No, I gave up drinking.
Perfect. Okay. Because I said, this is what's going on in my head. I said, so do they do a toast for you? And he says, or something like that. And he says, yeah, they have. He goes, but she doesn't drink at all. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, she saw what was happening. And that's why I'm like, you don't drink at all? Okay. Interesting. But the husband does still.
Yeah, but not, he's not alcoholic at all.
No. Yeah, just ever so often. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Because I'm like, are there any big celebrations or anything? No, it's nothing negative on y'all's part. It's fine. Hang on. Hang on. They're showing me like that you are really big, or was. Did you have? Hold on. This is going to be so. Are you planning on getting the kids in the baseball? Are you going to do that?
I don't know if they want to, they can, but they're 2 and 4, so.
I know they're too young right now. He's showing the boy, he's showing him going into baseball and like you being a part of like almost like the little league area, like going out or giving something else to do and like you getting really intense with it. I don't know. Like I know they're only young, but just FYI, if that and is there any uniforms that happen to be red and white over there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, mainly white, but then like a red hat and then a red letter on the back. Anyways, look into that later. And if you just happen to sign up for something like that, you walk into it, you're like, shit, this is what she's talking about. I think he's hinting towards like being really good at it, but that's a whole nother thing. Do you want to have any questions for him about like specifically like what happened or where you're going to go or anything like that too?
Just like is there anything that I could have done to keep him around?
Yeah, hang on. Can you tell him he's a good person, by the way?
He is such a good person.
There you go. He can hear it. It's the first thing he asks. I'm like, we need to get this answered. Otherwise, he's going to come back and yell at me later on. You know? They will. He keeps calling you kid sister.
I know. I was shorter than him, so he would
really
make fun of me for being short. I'm not short, 5'7", but he was like 6'3", so.
Oh, so no wonder. Yeah, because he keeps like doing like this to you, and like, oh, I'm like, why are you?
He would always rub my head and mess up my hair.
That's literally what he's doing. That's what he did in my head. That's why I was like, what is going on? Like, geez, you know? Hang on. Because he said, he talks about that, he's talking about you, and he's like, oh, my sister he does this. He was like, he said, I was unhappy with my own life. And now I look back and I realize it was stupid. Hang on. But he said, where? He says, I could have gone, I could have run someplace, but who am I going to turn to? To you? To you? You had your own problems. That's what he says on that. And mom and dad, they weren't going to do shit. Just like that. So he really went by himself. Was dad really preaching to him be tough and like get out there and do his own thing?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay, sorry. He's like showing me that. He's like, and dad's saying this, like, be a man. I'm like, okay, hang on. Wanted to get away from it all. Did he move out when he was like 17?
Yeah, right before he turned 18.
Yeah, okay. Because he said, this is what he's saying. He says, Amy, he goes, I've been on my own since I was like 6. Here's me like right before high school ends. And I'm like, okay, 17. He's like, I don't want to go back. I said, fine. You know, he was a rambunctious guy. He said, he's talking about friends and stuff like that, and like what they would do. He says, I know she wanted me to talk to me, but I didn't know how to talk.
Yeah.
Fully. He said, I didn't know how to talk. He showed me like this. There's nothing you could have done for him. He was too locked in his own Rubik's Cube of a mind to see out anywhere else. And hold on. Yeah, it's random. He's talking about where he got the rope thing from. And I'm like, I don't want to discuss that right now. He's talking about being very obvious. I don't know. We don't want to get into that. Hang on. Countless hours. It's an awareness. Every year. Do you post for him every year?
Yeah.
Cool. He's talking about what you've done for society. He's talking about you countless hours, like working on the suicide stuff. And he's showing me like, he's just running through like printouts and t-shirts and stuff like that, or things that go on with that. And he's showing me like pictures of his face. And he says, she posts every year for me. Like he shows me snapshots of his like picture and like stuff underneath. And then he's talking about, hold on. He said, now that she likes me, he goes, I guess she can like call me her angel or something, right? Just like that. I'm like, this is very, hold on. He's like, I'm here, I'm watching you. Guess who got you through all this stuff? I don't know what was happening, but there was like this point in your life, and we can dissect and get into that later, but it's like where it was just really, 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 really hard emotionally for you, and without him, because he's talking about you always reaching out to him, like it's almost like poking through the veil, like I want to see you, I'm going to feel you, I need this, I need this, I need this. And it says point with you where you feel very alone, like the only person in the world. That's what it feels like. What was happening during those moments?
I was really spiraling into alcoholism. I was trying to, the year after he died, I didn't want to be alive either.
I get it. I get it. The way he shows me is like literally you sitting in a corner of a blank room, and then it pans out to nothing, like the universe. And you are just in this black hole and you're poking through trying to grasp. That's a very, very powerful image. And so he's like trying to get through you, like coming from the other side, but he can't. So he's glad. So that's why I recognize you don't drink anymore. Oh, look at that. He's very good. Oh, wow. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. Did they actually find you unconscious one time from you drinking so much all the way?
Like passed out, yes. But I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of our story. Doesn't mean anybody's bad. Hang on. He's talking about be there to like get you up. Hang on. They took my shoes though. Do you have his shoes too?
No.
Who has his shoes? Did he have work boots? Was he wearing work boots a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely wore work boots. I don't know who ended up with them.
Okay, sorry, I know that's random. He just said, "Oh, they have my shoes too." I'm like, "What type of shoes?" And like he shows me like these big old honking like nasty things, and I'm like, "Okay, so they're work boots. They're work boots." I want to get into you before we go. I want to look at your chart too, and see if you're on the right path with where you need to go as well. I think you're doing an amazing job, and I think your brother really loves you a lot. And I think he's actually in a really good place considering what happened to him and how he feels. I know that the female, so the grandmother, tried to make an entrance, and I didn't let her because I wanted this to be about brother and not about them. Mm-hmm. But I can also, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's literally, you can allow them to not come in. Everybody always wants to show up, but it's a matter of what time do you want to share with who, you know? Yeah. I kind of want to go into you, and I know you have this, man, when is your birthday?
August 4th.
Okay. Hang on. Of what year? Mine's
84.
84. Okay, cool. And then what city were you born in?
Austin, Texas.
You're a Texas person.
Yep.
Look at you. Are you up north now?
Minnesota, yeah.
What made you go up there?
My family moved here when I was 2.
Ah, I see. I knew you were. Oh, okay. I was like, man, you have mad Scorpio energy inside of you. So this is the whole thing. So I'm going to read your chart very, very briefly. I've been doing this for 20 years too, but I find it fascinating because the way you feel matches up. So I don't like the term astrology. I think it's crap, but pretty much what it is that you have, the moon that pulls tides in back and forth for the ocean. You have these larger celestial bodies that have this energy and frequency. And when you are born, there's a mix of energy and frequencies. Boom, that's what you are. And we as humans are stupid. So we call it like a cow or a fish, right? It's not, it's how the frequency reads. So pretty much, so you know that you are a sun in Leo, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Gran, that's where like the hair comes from. You have this bigger personality. It's very in depth. I knew you were Scorpio energy, just because of how your eyes look and how intense that goes along with Chinese face reading. So you like to get into the nitty gritty of things, and no wonder you had and have a really hard time digesting this, especially with him, because you are. When you sink into somebody in a relationship wise, whether it be blood or not, you are in it to win it 110%. You're not letting them go. Mm-hmm. And when you do or when they do, it's almost like a social injustice. Like they needed to check with you first, which is true because you have to be able to release them first. Otherwise, if they just go, then you're like, the whole time. It's nothing bad. Another thing with that is your Libra. So how you act outside of personal relationships is a Libra. So what does that mean? It means that you're really good in business. It means that you can really talk a lot. You can get grand. You like things that are aesthetically pleasing. You like to make sure that everything has a place and a good reason for it. It needs to be beautiful and comfortable. You would be a really good person at like, my home is my home and I like to live here and keep it, great. Another thing with you two is that your communication style, you are perfect for doing your own business. Why do you not do that, like a bigger one later on? I know we have kids and that's another full-time job. Just later on down the line, you would be perfect in banking or business or communications and marketing just because you have a matter-of-fact type of personality and how you
IT, actually, like my full-time job is IT.
You do okay, because it's all about matter of fact, like getting into the underneath, like getting super in depth with things. You're perfect at that. Another thing with that too is that your fighting style. I would not want to cross you because you're very vindictive when it comes to that. But then the opposite side says, "Oh no, you're not." So if I was your husband, don't fuck with me because you do not wake up in the morning. Like that's kind of you're super sweet though, but like that's kind of like there's this different darker underside. I'm interested. I bet he probably was a double water sign as well, kind of like you, which would go with the moods and everything like that. I don't think it's so much where we can put a label on it as far as if he had mental, dysphoria or anything of that. I feel from what he's saying, he is a very well-versed person that I am hearing. I feel that he just didn't have the capabilities to express it outwardly and to get away from an environment that he thought that he was permanently in. And so that's what caused it. It doesn't mean he didn't care about anybody nonetheless. So just because can't shift it. Another thing with you, and this is what you have found. So this is going to be from like here on out. As you get older, as we keep maturing, and we keep growing and learning, you have to remember to not be wishy-washy. So, and that's not just like in decisions, that's with who you are and like how you hold your truths to be self-evident. You have to be either black or white, one or the other, left or right. And it's because the wishy-washiness or like the not being able to make a decision right away can really topple your whole life over very quickly. It's because your Lilith, or like your shadow sign, whatever you want to call it, is Pisces. So that means that the shadow sign of Pisces is all about like, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Yeah, kind of. That's good. I like your idea. I like yours too. Kind of like always being in the middle. So as long as you cut that out and like always stick to one path and going one direction, you're solid. That's with that. I also want to, what's going on? Is your father in ill health?
He just had cataract surgery, but he's got some health issues, but not like life or death right now,
Okay. So watch, they not always like, they're not always like bring them up because they're going to die. It's more like pointing at him, like he almost takes pity on him now. So I don't know, is dad getting a lot better, like egotistical wise? Is he nice?
No.
Is okay. Because it's almost like points at him like, this can get better. This, like, let's work on this relationship. But I don't think that dad has the ability to do that yet. I don't even think that dad sees his faults in anything.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's the way he feels. Mom just kind of feels like an enabler. They're still married.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that he wasn't able to be here with you physically on this journey, but I can tell you that he makes an much better angel than anything else. Maybe not so much an angel. I would have to say more of like a guide that goes along. Angels are usually pretty jerky and they only come in whenever they want to. So do you have, in closing right now, do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. I mean, this was a lot, so
Yeah.
process. I'm worried that I'm starting to forget things. Like I'm forgetting memories. I'm forgetting like the sound of his voice.
I know.
Worried about that.
I know. I don't want you, when you feel like you're forgetting, think on a memory that makes you feel love. And if you hold that feeling, that's the feeling that connects us. Okay? Because the rest of life, especially with what's happening right now with kids, with having a million things, you're not going to be able to sit down to recall those memories, to feel them 190%. But I can guarantee you in about 10 years, when this stuff starts to cool down a little bit, like things start, that you'll be able to recall them and still feel them, but you also have to keep holding that love there. Okay. And when you start worrying about forgetting, you start to forget faster. So don't even worry about it. Just relive the experience and enjoy it, and don't stress yourself out too much, because he's there and he hangs out with you. Okay. And he'll put himself back in when he needs to allow you to remember. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. So take a few minutes before you go out into the world, have a good breather, have a good cry. And then if you need me again, let me know. Or if you have any questions or if you get any weird feelings, just email me. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love you, Jenna.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care.